Hey everybody, as promised, Shawshank Redemption back to finish out this 2004-2005 season where we are 36-7 at the All-Star break and looking to see if we can get 70 wins again. We got a big slew of road games coming up here. Some decent teams, some not so decent teams. So we'll see how it goes. I'm going to try, because this part 2 of every season is always so long, and I wonder if I don't spend as much time looking at the stats. I don't know. I say that, and I might not be able to resist because I like seeing how people are doing, but I might try to go a little faster because the playoffs tend to slow things down for sure. So with that said, I'm just going to get to simulating. I'm going to go till we, I guess, till the contract extension deadline, wherever that is, so we'll find out. Yao Ming tore his hamstring. He's going to be out a while. So here we go. If you recall, near the end of the last video, right after I traded Pau Gasol to free up minutes for Bosch, Dirk has a stress fracture and is out for most of the season. And now here we are with Yao. So I don't really have, I guess Josh Smith is the backup power forward at this point. It's either that or we make Pippen or Hill play power forward, which we can do, but let's give Josh Smith a chance. We have a no Dirk lineup I think we were using, yep. So we're putting Smith at power forward, Howard plays center. I don't know about Josh Smith and Dwight Howard in together. That's a whole lot of rim protection for sure. But do we want... Well, Smith and Shaq together isn't great either. I guess we'll just go with it. Unfortunately, this means Smith has to play more than... No, he doesn't. We can play Bosch more. Bosch. And... let's do Bosch here and here. Let's see what Bosch is made of. Oops, and we gotta put Grant Hill back in. I guess I didn't save that, so... Save this as now no Dirk and Yao. Some not so great injuries happening here. So Dwight's getting some playing time. He went from never playing to backup power forward minutes to now backup center minutes. Thankfully we got 3 wins. 15-point win over the Spurs. They're terrible, and they are the worst draft pick I have. So they are my main hope for getting what will be Chris Paul as the #1 pick. Otherwise, it's not looking great. If you remember last year, the draft picks were all in the Pacers' favor, more or less. We were missing like 2 of the top 10 or something crazy like that. Kobe was great. Where is Yao? Oh, no, Yao got hurt in the 3rd game. But why did... Oh, Nash and Wade fouled out. I was like, why did Tony Allen play? It might be his first game. He got a rebound. Sure is. Congrats, Tony, on your first stat. 25-point win over the Knicks. Shaq and Kobe with 21. Nash almost a double-double. Peyton, 11, 7, and 12. Kenyon Martin, Heinrich, Joe Johnson, Stackhouse. And then 34 over the now 500 Bucks. Gilbert averaging 29 almost. We got Kobe and Shaq at the top again. We shot a really, really good percentage. Yao got to play 13 minutes, and he was having a great game before he got hurt. Tore his freaking hamstring. 7-6, that is not good. We get to do some more scouting. I feel like we've probably done pretty much all the real people at this point. Now Josh Smith is hurt. We just can't stay healthy now that I traded some of my front court depth. He's not down overall wise, but he is down in several attributes. What is it again? Bruised left hip. Well, let's play... Who's more likely to play power forward at this point? Probably Pippen, because he's older. I'm gonna put... I guess I'll just put Yao up here, because if people foul out and Josh Smith is playable, they might put him in, which I don't want. So pretty much just gonna go with the same thing. It's just gonna be Pippen at power forward. There's some times where it's some pretty terrible shooting out on the court, like 3-point. You got Pippen, Wade, and Peyton all in together with Dwight Howard. And Tony Parker's not a great shooter yet either. So that'll be interesting. So I'm going to go make Pippen able to play power forward, since I'm making him play power forward. Is he better? He's 76. He's actually much better at shooting guard than power forward, but let me see about Hill. He's better at power forward. Let's do that then. Let's switch Hill and Pippen. And that'll let Hill play more anyway. Alright, and I did save that, right? Small forward, power forward, perfect. Alright. I finished out this week. Oh boy, that's a 60-point win there. We barely slid by the Pistons here by 5. We didn't score that many points. Jason Kidd's not here because he's hurt. And we still only won by 5. That's not a good look. Bosch leads the team, 19 and 15. Wow. Dwight Howard was 2 for 7. Smith was 0 for 2. And then 32 over the Knicks. Johnson's averaging 18. Shaq at the top. Dwayne Wade, a great game. Peyton double-double. Bosch double-double. Howard got 11 rebounds, 0 for 3. I don't know what he's shooting to be missing all of them. He should just be dunking it. And then 12 points over the Nets, who are pretty good. Ray Allen averaging 22 for his new team. There's Boozer, who we traded in the off-season, having a nice breakout season there. Wade leads the way with 27. This is the game that Smith got hurt in. Hey, Howard at least made a shot. 60-point win is going to be fun to look at. The Hornets are actually pretty good. They got Big Dog. Nobody really scored for them in this one, though. They shot really, really bad. We didn't have anybody. I was thinking maybe we'd have somebody with like 40 points or something, but nope, just a whole lot of even stuff going on. Peyton with 17 assists. That might be the most this season for anybody for the team. We shot really, really well again. I like it. Dwight Howard, 16 points in 18 minutes. Alright, I think I did training up till here, so we should be fine. Josh Smith is back. Should he play? I don't know. Grant Hill, let's see his splits here. He's shooting 62%. Pippen, shooting 75%. I think I'm going to let them keep playing. We'll make Smith active. But we'll stick with what just won by 60 points, I think. So let's switch Hill and Pippen, and Hill's power forward. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, 4 more wins. There's 17 over the Wizards, who are one of the best teams in the East, even after losing Ray Allen. Kobe at the top again. Shaq only 10 points, made 2 of his 10 free throws. Peyton not good from the field. T-Max at the top. They had 3 guys foul out. Pfizer, Parks, and Ricky Davis. Cherokee Parks managed to foul out in 13 minutes. That's cool. Beat the expansion Bobcats by 19. They're trying to get to 500, which would be super, super impressive as an expansion team. Jay Rich is having just a wonderful, wonderful season as their main scorer. Steve Nash, a rare time leading the team in scoring, followed by Tony Parker. So this was a point guard game. I guess Devin Harris couldn't guard them. Chris Bosh, only 2 points in 32 minutes. Barely slide by the LeBron James-led Blazers. We held him to 14 points on 3 for 12 shooting, but he's having an amazing year with a great, great supporting cast around him. Dwayne Wade, Kobe, and Shaq all over 20. Parker, not good. 5 turnovers. And then 17 over the Celtics, who are not great. Kobe's been at the top frequently. Peyton, again, shooting poorly. I did take a look at his field goal percentage. It was back up, and now it's back down. So he's not been doing well recently, I guess. Yeah, he had a really, really good January, 52%. And now it's at 40. It's part of the reason I left Nash and Peyton starting was because I thought maybe he was doing better that way. And I'm probably going to stick with that since I haven't lost a game since then, I don't think. Michael Redd still averaging a ridiculous amount of points, I'm sure. Yeah, 29. And now I think I need to do training. Let's do conditioning, individual, and then we'll do body work here. Or no, we'll do body work after here. And I'm wondering, oh no, it's okay. Team system, let's do individual. Sure, we just played the Suns, so study film doesn't sound too bad. Body work, sure. Alright, keep on going. I don't know when the extension deadline is. Must be, usually it's a couple weeks after the All-Star break, I thought, but we're already 3 weeks past. Kobe Bryant's hurt. So, he's not missed many games this year. But here we are. So here's where I think we probably go back to Dwayne Wade starting. We either put Grant Hill in as a starter here, or, well, I guess either way Grant Hill might be a starter. I don't want to start Dwayne Wade at small forward. So I think Grant Hill's coming in. And Josh Smith comes back in the rotation. Whoops. I can't see where the thing is. There we go. Alright, so now Grant Hill's not playing 34 minutes. We can give Peyton some minutes back. Or Wade. 30 and 30 sounds good. We've got to take some more minutes from Hill. Pippen can play a little more. I don't really want Hill playing that much, but we have to screw up this. Or just play Pippen. Let's just play Pippen a few minutes, I guess. 25 for Hill seems like not enough. Oh, 26 is a little closer. I guess that's fine. Alright, we got Josh Smith at 16, Pippen at 14. Everybody's playing the right positions, I think. Cool, I guess. We're going to get Yao back soon. Whoops. We get to scout some more people. Yay. Yao is officially back, which means Josh Smith no longer needs to play. So we go back to the no Dirk lineup more or less, and then we'll switch. We just need to do the small forward stuff again. And Peyton. And Wade. Hill. It's a little different than what I had, but should be fine. We do not have Dwight and Shaq in together very often, which is good. Alright, so this is now no Dirk Kobe. Let's go ahead and save that one, in case that's needed again. Alrighty. I do have Bosch on playing 29 here. How's he doing? He looks pretty good. He's shooting 50%. Maybe I let him have one more minute back, I think, right here. Or actually, wherever Dwight and Shaq are in, probably don't need that here. And then that lets Yao pass there. Okay. And now Kobe's back. Alright. We like to hear that, for sure. Get him back in. Now we go back to the no Dirk lineup. And we switch Pippen and Hill. And we probably give Kobe a little bit of a break. And let's do there too. And then we still want Mr. Bosch. Alright. There we go. Hello, welcome back. Oh, there's 61-point win. A couple big wins there. I think the Timberwolves are not very good. 27-point win over the Nuggets is good, though, because they're, I think, the top team in the West right now. And who we beat in the finals last year. I did see that David Robinson is officially finally retiring. So, played 2 extra years compared to when he did in real life, I think. Brent Berry went 1 for 12. It's cool. D. Wade with a big game. Bosch with a big double-double. Tony Parker was 2 for 10. That's not great. This one's going to be fun to look at. Yeah, they're 11 and 47. Kobe, 31. Only missed 4 shots. D. Wade, almost a triple-double. Shaq, nice. GP, a big double-double. And also 7 for 10 shootings. Nice to see. This was Yao's return game, I think. You missed some green W's. That's the main thing so far. We've not lost yet since the All-Star break, so if a loss is coming up, I'm sorry, but I think it's your fault. But before we do that... Oh wait, I think let's just go to this game so we can... Oh, okay. Extension deadline, would you like to stop? Yes, because we do have Mr. Nash to figure out. Dirk is not willing to extend, so unless he accepts his player option, I am a bit afraid I will not be able to offer him because I'm over the hard cap. That will be interesting. I mean, it's a good thing we're getting a nice look at 85 overall Chris Bosch here during Dirk's absence. Not bad. Peyton, I'm waiting to re-sign because I think he'll go down probably in the offseason, so he might not want as much money next year. He's got 2 years left. Nash, because of the whole hard cap thing, I think I'm going to go ahead and extend. And then even if I do end up matching offers for Tony Parker, I could always trade Nash if that's what I decide, or maybe keep them both and then trade Parker next year's deadline. Who knows? Keeps my options open, so we're going to extend Nash probably only like 2 years. What does he want? He likes 2 just as much as 3, so we might as well. I'd like to keep it a flat. Let's do like that. I think he'll do that. I think the green bar is far enough. If you play 2K long enough, you know like how much green is enough green, and I think that's enough green. He accepts. Cool. So that will take him till he's 33, which is fine by me. It's pretty close to what he was making already this year, so cool. So that means in the offseason, it's Parker we'll have to figure out. Scottie Pippen is finally retiring. We have Yao for 1 more year on his rookie deal. Dirk, like I said, has to figure out his player option. And that's everybody else will be locked up still. So regardless of what happens, we still got a great team ready to go. I'm going to go through this game only. We did win there by 26, so another big win over the good Nuggets. Dwayne Wade's at the top a little more frequently now. It's kind of cool. Shaq, Kobe had 8 rebounds. Nash celebrating his contract extension. Did okay. But Gary Payton's the one getting all the dishes in this one. Al Harrington with 19. Pretty much what he's averaging. Let's go check out the awards for February. I don't know that there were any... Were there any firings? Ooh, there were. The Jazz fired their coach, I think, for like the 3rd straight year. They just can't do anything. Steven Jackson has ruptured his Achilles. Ouch. That's rough for a really good Warriors team. He is their starting small forward. Jermaine was already hurt. I don't remember if White Chocolate was hurt. I don't remember seeing that. He tore his Achilles. So it's not ruptured, it's torn. So, first year with the Raptors. Career high in assists. That hurts them. Kwame's hurt as well. Award race. Hey, we didn't have any Pacers in here before. Now we've got 2. Kobe and Shaq. I think that's because Kid's been hurt. So he's not in the running. But Gilbert Arenas is scoring all sorts of points. Kobe, not quite as many points as he did last year, but pretty much the same exact. If he was shooting as good as he did last year from 3 or the field, he'd be averaging more points probably. But very similar year. Shaq scoring a little less. It's been slowly decreasing for the last several years, but his rebounds have bounced back up to what they were. Blocks up a little bit. He's shooting a little worse, so again, kind of like Kobe. If he shot a little better, his points would be a little higher. Ben Gordon looks like he's running away with the Rookie of the Year voting. He was the 5th pick for Dallas. 6th man, Gerald Wallace. Daniel Marshall's been in there like I don't know how many seasons. Because he's not started for the Lakers for 4 years. Oh, he's not started for the Lakers at all. I think he's been in the 6th man running all 4 of these years. Shaq is now 1st in Defensive Player. That'd be cool if he can win that again. He's won it once or twice. Oh, we don't get to see it because he has too many other accolades. I wish there was a scroll bar ability, but there's not. So we'll only be able to see that once he retires, when you can see everything all in one screen. Most improved, all the Bobcats plus Wade, as it was before. February awards. Gilbert Arenas is dominating, it looks like. Melo and LeBron. Pau Gasol, there he is. So we traded him to the Mavs, and now he's getting a Player of the Week. Good for him. Jay Rich gets a Player of the Month, so former Pacers everywhere doing well. Good to see. Emeka Okafor gets his first Rookie of the Month, along with Al Jefferson. And let's see how this looks now. Ooh, the Spurs are at the top. We need the Spurs to keep sucking so we can potentially get Chris Paul. This team of Hall of Famers would like more Hall of Famers. And in this draft class, that means Chris Paul. So we'll see if that happens. Of course, we have to win the lottery, too, for that to work out. The Magic pick has a chance, too. We've got a few others down here with not much of a chance. Playoff picture. We are now 12 games up on the Sixers, who passed the Wizards. Sixers are the team with Iverson and not much else. I guess they did draft Okafor with the third pick. They got Bradley and I think Mutombo as defensive stoppers because Shaq and Yao were awful last game we simulated against them. Magic at the bottom for the East. The West is much worse at the bottom. So the Spurs are actually tied for fewest wins with the Grizz, but have more losses. The Nuggets are 43-16, leading the way for the West, which puts us 8.5 games up on them. All right, I think we are ready to keep going here into March. A couple more away games. A close win over the Suns by 8, who are good. Jamal Crawford averaging pretty much the same as he did last year. Kobe with 29. Shaq and Bosch with double-doubles. D-Wade did not shoot well. Neither did Steve Nash. Don't make me regret that contract extension, Steve. 33 over the Bucks. We held Gilbert to like half his average. He went 0 for 10 from downtown. Pretty sure that's the most threes I've seen without a make from one player in a simulation here. Again, 22 seasons now into it. It's kind of cool to see records broken, even if they're stupid ones like that. Shaq, 18 boards. Nash, another 10 assist game. GP had 9. Bosch had 6 blocks. He also made 10 shots. Alright, I think I did training up before the Magic game, so let's get to the rest of it here. Team system. This is 04-05 finishing out. So it's LeBron's second year. And it's the 22nd season that we've done. So we started at the 83-84 season right before Michael Jordan made his way into the league. Let's do medium. And then sure. All right, here we go. The Sonics are really good. The Magic are pretty good, and we just saw the Suns are pretty good, and the Wizards. So these are all 4 good teams. I'm feeling a red loss icon coming up here. Let's see. Oh, we just beat them by 50, so not that one. Make sure we scout all these fake people. Ooh, we snuck away with one against the Wizards. Shaquille O'Neal has a strained left Achilles. He's been pretty durable here recently. He's played, I think, in every game. He only missed one last year. But at least that lets Yao Ming get some starts. Howard's going to play more, and this is where we get Grant Hill playing some power forward. And now Kobe can get all his minutes back because I kind of forgot to do that. Oops. So do the no Dirk lineup. And we switch Yao. Oh, they have Grant Hill at center. That's fun. Howard, Hill's power forward. So like that, except we're going to give Bosch. I'll go with that one here. So Hill's at 18, Dwight 18, Yao 30. Let's do 29 and 19. Why not? Alright, a big win over the Sonics. So here I was expecting a loss, and there were 3 blowouts and a close one. So a 50-point win over the really good Suns. They had 7 points in the fourth quarter and only 12 in the first. So we started and ended the game with a lot of defense. 11 blocks, 14 steals total. Shaq had 5 blocks. We couldn't make threes, but we got 3 guys with 20 points. Meanwhile, on their side, they shot, what percentage is that? 35% is terrible. They had 3 guys in double figures. Then, so that was at home. Then we go to DC, and we almost lose to the Wizards. We had to come back in the fourth quarter to win it. T-Mac averaging looks like a career high. Yep. That's what happens when Ray Allen leaves. McDyess isn't scoring quite as much, but he's a good Robin to his Batman, I guess. Although I think technically he's a better overall, right? 84, 82, yeah. Kobe, Shaq, Dwight Howard 6 for 6. 9 boards for Yao in 16 minutes. Nash 3 for 9. Then we come around. Oh, the Magic are not good. Sorry. I thought last year maybe. I guess yeah. They had different people last year. They had Jermaine O'Neal still. They had Jason Williams. Now it's just Turkoglu and about nobody else, which is why he's averaging so much. Shaq with 25. Peyton's best game in a while. Bosch is a double-double machine. I'm guessing Shaq is getting like fewer rebounds next to Bosch compared to when he's with Dirk. Nash 15 assists. And then surprisingly, we beat the Sonics by 35. So making a statement here in the wins this week. Shaq got hurt in 16 minutes. He was on his way to maybe a 20-point game. But Yao came in and didn't really do much. Dwight and Yao. Dwight got 10 boards, though. Baron Davis with 30. He's averaging 20 for the first time ever. Wow. And then Garnett averaging still 16. Duncan at 17. So Baron Davis is leading the team in scoring. Interesting. All right, now we play hopefully still the Jason Kidd-less Pistons. The Lakers are pretty good. Bucks not so much, so let's see what happens here. Shaq is back, we don't care. Now Shaq is back. I still want to go ahead and simulate that game. We win. Give Shaq a little extra rest there. Now we get him back in. We get Dirk back in now 4 to 6 weeks. But we've been so good with Chris Bosh in the starting lineup. I guess it's a good problem to have, right? Alright, so now it's just back to the no Dirk lineup. We get Grant Hill and a small forward. We probably take a few minutes away from Shaq. As he recovers, we get Bosh in there. And I think that's all we'll do. Is anybody else really tired? How's Kobe doing? He's alright. Peyton is tired. Let's take a minute away from him. I don't know where, because we could do it here and then give Wade this one. Sure. Alright. We beat the Lakers. Now we get Shaq back against the Bucks and we win there. So 21-point win over the Pistons, who are still pretty good even without Kidd. Kidd's back. Kidd is back and did wonderful. Averaging, is that a career high in assists? Sure is. Good stuff. Murray Stoudemire getting 21 points per game. But we had 4 guys with 20 points. It's hard to beat that. Including Yao Ming in his start, 20 and 8. Dwight Howard, 14 points in 17 minutes. Steve Nash getting lots of assists here lately. Had a tough time with the Lakers. Had a strong fourth quarter to finish them off. These are like the Pistons disguised as the Lakers. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of a completionist, and my thought was I really want to see what a full Shaq career would look like. It's obviously not going to be super realistic since I've got such a super team going on that Shaq stats are going to be way off. But now, kind of one of my challenges is to see like how many retired jerseys I can have for the Indiana Pacers. See if I can turn into the Celtics, where like they have only half the jersey numbers available. Kobe and Bosch got 4 blocks for Bosch. Grant Hill, that might be the most points he scored for me so far. And then we annihilate the Bucks. Shaq's back. It's 25 and 11. Yeah, I don't know what I'd do if I had more followers. Like, I don't know if I'd do it more often or not. I guess I'd try to think of different things to do, but for now I'm just having a good time. Yao Ming was amazing in this game. 24 points on 9 for 9 shooting, 6 for 6 from the line, all in 20 minutes. Kobe Bryant, not so good, 6 for 19. Gilbert, 33. Alright, I think I did training up to here, right? Looks like it. So let's go on. We get to play against LeBron and company. We just won by 1 point, so we've had some really, really close ones here lately. Gonna end up having like the whole freaking class scouted by the end of this. Couple huge wins. Chris Bosh is now hurt for the first time, I think. He's been really, really impressive. How many starts has he gotten? 32 starts, 11 double-doubles. If we look at his starting stats, 12 points, 8.5 rebounds, shooting 55%. He's beautiful. Yeah, that's true. Like thinking back to it, like looking at my team and seeing all of the great people on here, like to miss out on some of the people earlier on before I completely monopolized the draft picks. I couldn't do that by 84, but landing John Stockton in my 84 draft was a huge step in the right direction for this team. All right, so this is where we either start Josh Smith or Grant Hill. I'm thinking Grant Hill. Let's do that. It's still not any, well, there's going to be no three-point shooting other than Steve Nash. I don't think he's very good. He's 75. I keep forgetting that Kobe is really, really good at them here. He's 98, so never mind. We're good at threes. Smith is going to be in the rotation. Getting some pretty good playing time, I would imagine. We get 1 to 2 weeks for both of them. This might be where we see a loss, guys, because Our power forward just downgraded quite a bit. Maybe Smith isn't playing. We still have Pippen at small forward. We can have Dwight in pretty much anywhere Shaq is not. I guess he already is, except for there. Dwight at 21. We were giving Peyton a rest there. And giving Wade that one. 27 for Hill, 21 for Howard. Pippen's only at 8. Where are Howard and Shaq in together? Right here. We could give that to Grant. I guess we'll just go with this. 27 for Hill. He's still fairly young. He's 32. He's got stamina, I think. 86. That's good enough. And he's probably averaging that many minutes. I don't know what he was averaging when I got him. I'm sure it's gone down since then. But Dwight Howard gets some more PT here. All right. Wow, we beat the Blazers by 29. So we had trouble with the Cavs, who are not good. That's been kind of the story of the losses earlier in the season, where we were losing to bad teams for some reason. Greg Buckner led their team. We get Shaq leading the way, only missed 4 shots. Kobe had a rough night shooting. Then we turn around and beat the Rockets by 50. Kobe did not have a rough night. 33 and 12. Shaq missed only 2 shots, was terrible from the free throw line. Bosch double-double, Nash double-double. Melo averaging now 29 for the Rockets. Another big win. That's a 44-point win over the Bulls, who have no scoring on their team. Kobe 0 for 5, so he's been a roller coaster these last 3 games. Luol Deng still probably leading their team in scoring. And surprisingly, annihilate the Blazers. Yao Ming does this pretty frequently. So this was the game Bosch got hurt. Peyton was not good. Who played more? I guess Dwight and Yao. I mean, that adds up to 53 minutes, which means there, for at least 5 minutes, Yao Ming and Shaquille O'Neal were on the court at the same time. That's fun. LeBron almost a triple-double. Alright, now I need to redo training. Sure. Let's do that. Actually, let's do a little bit of film study, because we're playing a good Warriors team, followed by a team I really want to beat, because the Spurs are awful and we've got their pick. So, body work, sure, individual, just kind of go back and forth between these things. I don't know how many seasons I went without even paying attention to this. It wasn't until my brother and I were doing a simulation. We started with the 91, 92 era, the Jordan era, and realized that these kind of affect things. Or at least it felt. Maybe it doesn't, but it feels like it does. I don't know why they'd be on the game if they don't affect things. Be a waste of time, I guess. I guess that's the end of the season almost. We are close here. Alright, let's get through this week and then we'll look at maybe resting some players. We've got 14 games left. No, that's not right. I can't do math. That's 10 games. No, it's not. It's 11. All right. Well, or I could just look at my record. I'm 64-7, so there are 11 games left. We've won, just before I lose, let me see. We've won 34 straight games. The last loss was here 2 weeks before the All-Star game. So let's see if we can do a full simulation here without a loss. There's a win. Chris Bosch is back and ready to go. Dirk is still 1 to 2 weeks. They both said 1 to 2 weeks, I'm pretty sure, when I just looked, but all right. He comes right back into the starting lineup. And Hill is not, or Pippen's not playing. We do that. We do that. We do that. And Bosch will probably stay at 29. Let's actually do 28 since he's just back from injury. Oh, whoops. That needs to be Mr. Grant Hill. Cool. I'm curious for you guys watching. I know there were some questions before about like what am I going to do with 2K24? What would you want to see in 2K24? I imagine, I mean, the eras, well, there's a loss. I imagine that my NBA eras will be similar. I did read, I didn't find it like on an official 2K site, but I read that they're adding the, what are they calling it? The LeBron era? It's like before the 2011 season, I think, which would be, is that Kyrie Irving's draft class, I think? So otherwise, I don't know. I kind of assumed that 2K is slowly working their way to where you can start literally at any point in NBA history. It'd take a lot of work to do that, but it kind of feels like that's the direction they're going. And they're just starting with very key points in time. I think that would be pretty cool. Michael Redd scored 42 points on me. All right, so here's a loss. Our studying film did nothing for us. We lost by 11 to the 46 and 29 Warriors. It wasn't Weber. It wasn't Francis. It wasn't Carter. It was Keith Van Horn with 25 points, averaging 14. Vince Carter did not shoot well. Shaq led the way. I don't see Kobe. He had 7 points on 3 shots. Not sure what in the world he's doing. Their small forward, well, Steven Jackson's usually their small forward, so he was going against, was it really Van Horn? Probably. Maybe Vince or Bonzi. But regardless, that's not a reason for him to shoot 3 times in 35 minutes. Did one of his friends like bet him that he couldn't do that, so he had to prove them? I don't know. I'd like to make up a story. We annihilated the Spurs. They're now at 13 wins. They were at 10 before. So they have won some games. There's Kobe with bounce back game. Seems like every time he has a bad game, his next one is bound to be awesome. Yeah, I mean, I actually thought that too when they released like the original starting points for this. Like, how do you not have a starting point in 95, 96? That would make sense because the 96 draft class is iconic. Oh my gosh, playing all 82 games live. That would really put a test to my ability to actually play the game. Because I've only played, my brother and I were joking, we do so much simming that we just don't play, or at least this game, we've not played a lot. In the past we've played a lot together. It's not as fun, I don't think, to play the computer. It just doesn't, I don't know, not as fun for me. But I also don't like to play online because people are jerks. We've got some coaching changes here. The Spurs have fired Byron Scott to get Mike Woodson, and then the Grizzlies, 17 days later hired Byron Scott and fired Bill Cartwright. And then 9 days later, the Wolves get Bill Cartwright. So just a domino effect here. Coaches on the move. Ah, CPU versus CPU. Yeah, that's interesting. I know when I've gone in like and done the simcast and looked at different games, like even when we're, in simming the playoffs and I jump in and watch the end of the games, like people do stupid things. Some of it's funny. I have seen like watching other people's sims, like some of it's pretty cool. Like you see some buzzer beaters or something like that, but a lot of it's like you jump into the game and your power forward's randomly doing an ISO, even though he would never do that. Like it just seems like the computer does random stuff, but at least it would be, if nothing else, it'd be worth a laugh. Um, I don't know how much of that I could do without going crazy. Kids jump back up into the MVP race, moving Shaq and Kobe back down. That's unfortunate, but it looks like LeBron James in year two is about to get an MVP. That's pretty cool. Iggy passed Ben Gordon because he's getting a lot of other stats, not just points. Six man Wallace, I don't think there's any way he doesn't win that. Shaq's not first anymore. He's third. Jason Kidd's just come back and dominated, I guess. How many games has he missed? Not that many. Most improved. Now Wade is not in there. Instead, it's Pau Gasol. He seems to be doing pretty well in Dallas. Let's see how he's doing. He's averaging about 19 points per game for them, 9 to 10 rebounds, shooting a lot, shooting well. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, you can see if you ever like go in and look at what the little, what we call it, the rainbow screen, if you see what it looks like before you set it, I kind of think that's how they sim it. It has like, the starters playing the first like 16 minutes of the game and they're out for until the rest of the half, and then the same thing in the second. It's nonsense. Um, what was I looking at? Oh, season awards. Some of the stuff that's just like little tweaks for people who enjoy simming and watching even the computer play. Little tweaks that 2K could make to make it a little more enjoyable, but I don't know if it's worth it to them, valuable enough, I guess. Iggy, Sean Livingston with the second Rookie of the Month. Let's look at here. Spurs are still the worst, and the Bulls have moved up there too. So we now have three in the top six potentially. Only one more in the lottery, though. We are now 13 games up on the Sixers and 13 games up on the Nuggets. So we have officially clinched, well, about 5 games ago, we officially clinched home court advantage through the playoffs. So we can rest our people a bit. I'm curious. The Spurs only have 1 game, 2 games on those guys. So it's not guaranteed that we'll have the worst record, but close. All right, it doesn't seem like I'm going to have the MVP or Defensive Player of the Year, so I'm not too worried about like making sure we play Shaq and Kobe more or anything like that. And I totally forgot to take that minute away from Shaq. Oops. So I think we just let our guys have a bit of a break here. Shaq at 28 sounds good. Kobe, I'd like to get closer to about 30 probably. And actually, let's just do Hill. And Wade doesn't need to play quite as much. Let's let Josh, well, maybe not yet. Once we get closer to the season, I'll let Smith and Tony Allen play. We're about to get Dirk back too. I got to figure out, is he going to play a little bit probably upon his return? All right, that's 30. Let's do that. 31. That might be good enough for at least a few games. Let me save that for now so I don't have to keep redoing it, because I'm about to have to do it when Dirk comes back. And we already did all the practices. We've got hopefully an annihilation of the Jazz. The Sixers are good, the Wizards are good, the Kings are not. So let me just go through these two, and then we'll take a couple more minutes away. Dirk is officially back. We're going to not have him play for this game. And then we'll see. I'm thinking maybe he should come off the bench. He just missed a whole lot of games. He last played January 20th, and we are at April 4th. So he probably isn't going to come back and just jump right into starting minutes. Probably find a way to still let Dwight play. Oh, he's shooting 62%. Did he get to play half the games? Not quite, but he's about to. If we let him play, he will hit half the games. Let's have Dirk can come in. Oh no, that would be bad. We don't want Howard and Shaq. Don't want Howard and Shaq. I'd actually rather have Dirk with Shaq, probably. Let's do... We'll let Dirk finish the games. Bosch is in here. Something random like that looks good. Oh, I guess I need to save that. Alright. I know this is maybe feels like a waste of time, but it also just lets other guys play. Like, I'm looking forward to letting Smith and, if I can, letting Korver and Allen play. We'll have to bench some starters, but we did not score very many points against the Jazz. Don't know why. But we did against the Sixers, and they're 54 and 22. And Dwayne Wade had 30 points. Shaquille O'Neal, double-double. Nash has had some bad shooting games, it seems, but he's still shooting. He is trying to hold on to a 50-40-90. The only one that seems close is free throws, because he almost had it last year, and then free throws dipped down, but he did do it that year. So he's only done it once. He's been super, super close in several other seasons. Allen Iverson scored 32. He's averaging 28. And then this was kind of confusing why we couldn't score more points against the talentless Jazz. Gooden at least isn't averaging 19 points again. He's also shooting under 40%. I thought that would be going up, but it's going down. Yeah, with 9. So this is Dirk's first game back, 8 and 8. That's a question for him, actually. We kind of stopped it, so we're both, I mean, we live in Indiana, so we're Pacers fans, which is why I'm the Pacers. He was the Pacers, and I was the Magic in that rebuild, and thankfully I did luck into getting the number 1 pick and getting Shaq. In ours, we just got far enough. Actually, we're in the season I'm in right now. So we've not done as many seasons, but we're to the 04-05 season, and Reggie Miller retired. So I don't think he's as motivated to do it at this point. We started doing actually a real rebuild where, like a current day rebuild, I'm the Magic, and he is the real Pacers. So I guess, yeah, we stayed the teams. We just fast forwarded like 30 years. So we've been doing that, and I'm not super happy with my team there. Paolo Banchero is doing great, but other guys not so much. All right, I want to take more minutes away from people. Tony Parker can play some more. He might be the point guard of the future anyway. So he's at 20. Let's get Josh Smith in. Probably here. actually, he can play the third, and Hill can play the fourth. Do something like that. Get Kobe down to 29. And now we are 12 man. Oh, I didn't save it. But in the rebuild we're doing, the Magic have more championships, but the Pacers have been it's been kind of a back and forth the last few years. I just lost again, this time to the Wizards by 6. At least they're good. But I won, I don't know, 6 or 7 straight championships, I think, at some point. I think between us, we have kind of a mix of the team I have, or I guess the team I have in this is a mix of the two teams we have over there. So in ours, he has Kobe and Dirk and Bosh and Wade. I have Shaq. I had Peyton at some point. I have Hill. All right, no, I don't have Hill. I have Nash. I think Parker. Who else do I have? Oh, LeBron James. I drafted LeBron James. He's pretty good. And Ray Allen. So Nash, Allen, LeBron, and Shaq. And I think my power forward's been Christian Leitner, but he's like 86 overall in ours, so it's better than it sounds. All right, that's a 52-point win over the Kings. Troy Murphy leads their team with 20 points. Yeah, 19 and 10. Tony Parker only missed 1 shot. Shaq with 4 blocks. Bosh had a rough game. We can probably give Dirk a few more minutes now. How many games left? 4. I think the last 2 I'm probably going to let. I don't think Pippen needs to be active. He's retiring. He's older. Let's get Tony Allen some minutes. And then probably for the last 3 games, who's played the fewest games? Who's been hurt the most, other than Dirk, of course? Yao's missed some. I'm actually looking at people that play. I guess maybe it's Peyton. Peyton's been the most tired, so he's probably the one we'll bench. But for now, let's get Mr. Tony Allen into the ball game. I want to take a few minutes away from Shaq. And then get Dirk up and running a little more. 18, sure. Can we take some? This is where Tony Allen can be. Take away from Peyton. Let him rest a bit. So Tony Allen in the rotation. How about that? Are we 13 man now? We sure are. All right, let's get one game at a time here. 4-point win. The Hawks are really good, so even playing 13 players, we are winning against good teams. Shaq still managed to get 25 points. Anything random happen? Tony Allen got an assist and a turnover in 7 minutes. Dwight Howard, I see that meme every now and then of, was it Draymond Green? No, Jay Crowder. Jay Crowder had a 1-1-1-1 game. There it is for Dwight Howard. Beautiful. The Shoe Shack Redemption, you mean? It's kind of a play. So my last name is Shoe, and obviously a huge Shaq fan. It's a play off of something Shaq has said before about his time with the Magic and the Lakers with Brian Shaw. He referred to their connection as the Shawshack Redemption. So I just kind of stole it from there. I liked the sound of it, so. Alright, let's go ahead and do this game, and then we'll switch it up again. 7 points over the Bucks. Kobe, 28 points. Played a lot more minutes than he was supposed to, but maybe because Tony Parker fouled out in 16 minutes. Gilbert Arenas, he got 30-something before, right? Now he got 44 on me. We have no answer for Gilbert. Alright, now we're going to bench Gary Payton. Dwayne Wade's going to start. We're going to let Kyle Korver get some floor time. We're going to see how well we can do this. Who's playing shooting guard? Tony Allen. And then let's put Kyle Korver in. Dwayne Wade needs to start the half. Tony Allen. Kyle Korver is not going to play point guard, believe it or not. 26, 28 for Wade, 29 for Kobe. Let's take one more away from him. Sure. 23, 26. That looks good enough to me. I'm going to save it just in case there's an injury here before the last game. I hope not. That's part of the reason I'm doing this, is so people don't get hurt. Hopefully by playing less, they're safer. We'll see. Ah, big ultra. Is the XCI? Is that Roman numerals? All right, get through the Magic. Ooh, a 1-point win. 1-point win. We allowed Hito 37, 15, and 7, and he played 44 minutes because they had a fake guy foul out. They had Dante foul out. Ah, okay. I couldn't remember if C was... Yeah, L is 50, right? C is 100. D. Wade leading the way. Nash still managed to get a double-double, playing 5 more minutes than he's supposed to. I don't know what's up with that. Korver, let's see. He didn't shoot a 3. He got 6 free throws for some reason. I'd like to imagine he got fouled on 2 threes and made all of them, but might not be true. The final game, let's simcast it so we can look at the stats. Otherwise, we got to look at it individually. The Cavs, did they beat us recently? Did I make that up? They beat us earlier in the season. Wow. Oh boy. Well, third quarter was not strong, but the first half was pretty good, I'd say. We ended up winning by 40. Shaq finishes off with a great game. Mirrored his free throws as his field goals. Nash double-double. Korver did make 2 threes. Attaboy. That's good stuff there. Yao Ming was 1 for 9. Meanwhile, Vladimir was 17. All right, MVP goes to the LeBron James. Improved his points by 3, rebounds by 1, assists about the same, steals, blocks about the same, shot about the same, threes were worse, played exactly the same. Cool. Rookie of the Year, Ben Gordon. So they've got Ben Gordon, and I gave them Pau Gasol, so that's their core going forward. 6-man Van Exel. I feel like he's won that before. Am I making that up? Yes, I am. That's his first time. He has been an all-star and a second-team All-NBA somewhat recently. Most improved. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. He was most improved 7 years ago. And he was an NBA champion 3 times with who? You guessed. The Indiana Pacers. Because we drafted him. Jay Kidd, Defensive Player of the Year for the 3rd straight season. Who said guards can't win that? Most improved, no surprise at all, is Jason Richardson. 27.5 points. I don't remember him ever getting that many rebounds, but maybe on this team he would. He played a whole lot of minutes. Coach of the Year for now the 10th time, I think 10th straight time, is Billy Cunningham. We did get to 73 wins. I wasn't even paying attention to that. We managed to get under 10 losses. We've done that a few times. I do not get Executive of the Year. Instead, that goes to the Nuggets. I imagine their record must have been better than what it was last year. All-NBA Gilbert. He was last year. He was a second teamer. Gets promoted to first team. Jason Kidd is hurt again. He's first team for the 8th time. LeBron was second team last year. Carmelo was also second team last year. And Timmy Duncan again takes the top spot at center away from Shaquille. If they didn't have Kevin Garnett on their team, I'd probably make Duncan a power forward like he should be. But I think with Duncan and Garnett on the same team, he's probably a center. Even though we all know Garnett's the guy actually guarding the centers probably on that team. Iverson, so he gets booted from the first team for the first time in a few seasons. Jay Rich, second team All-NBA. Weber, that's the first time in 3 years that he's been not first team. Hedo, a second team All-NBA. And Kenyon Martin, he was third team twice a few years ago. Kobe Bryant's not in this. That's really sad. We do have Michael Redd, third team for the second straight year. Vince Carter, for the first time ever, is an All-NBA player. He actually averaged fewer points than the last 2 seasons, but I guess for whatever reason, maybe guard position was not as competitive. Corey Maggette, I'm sure he got it last year too. Oh, sorry, he was first team last year, now he's third team. Oh my. Well, I'm glad to see LeBron and Melo up there. McGrady, only the second time he's been All-NBA. And Shaq, it's his third time being third team. He got his first second team last year, but 12 out of his 13 seasons he has been an All-NBA selection. All-Defensive, he is 9-time All-Defensive. Shane Battier was first team for the first time. Chris Webber, 11-time first team All-Defense. LeBron, first time first team. And there's Shaq. We don't get to see it, but he is a defensive stud. Yes, Jason Kidd's been amazing. That's why I was kind of trying to trade for him in the last couple broadcasts. Nobody else. The Pistons are only team to win since I won. But before I ever started winning, it was mostly the Lakers, I think. I'd have to go back and look. Did the Blazers win one? Gary Payton. We don't get to see how many times he's been second team. I'm sure several. Iggy, as a rookie, gets second team. That's cool. Elton Brand, second time as second team defense. Karolinko's a stud on defense. Kenyon Martin was first team twice, and now he's second team. All rookie, we got the 5th pick, 4th pick, 2nd pick, 3rd pick, and 7th pick. And on the second team, I was kind of hoping Yao played enough as a backup to get second team, but I guess not. There's the 6th, 9th, 11th, 16th, and we're going to have to sub in somebody for this fake guy. We can't have fake guys getting awards. So let's try to be objective here. J.R. Smith had the most points. Josh Childress played the most minutes. Let's look at some. I hate that you can't see per game on the screen. He actually shot really well. He played 24.5 minutes per game. Humphreys was pretty good too. J.R. Smith did not shoot well, so probably not deserving. He also didn't play as much. Oh my god, the fake guy started the most games. He started almost every game he played. Jameer played only 17 minutes a game. I feel like Josh Childress might be the way to go here. Yep, congrats. What pick was he? He was the 14th pick. Alright, so we are playing, thankfully not the Pistons this time. We are playing the Bucks, which, oh my gosh, that's Gilbert Arenas. So he's about to average 40 points against us. They've got him and Artest, and I don't know who else. The Nuggets are the number one seed for the second time in a row, if not third. The Warriors are only a 6th seed. I could see them upsetting the Mavs, although the Mavs do have Pau Gasol now. Allen Iverson got the Sixers to the 2 seed. Alright, let's see who got the last of these in the season. No Pacers. Gilbert Arenas dominated. Well, I'm glad we're playing him right now. Drew Gooden got one. Player of the Month, Kid and Braun. Rookie here, Sebastian Telfair got one. Alright, let's go ahead and fix this before I forget. We're going to get this back to normal, I think. Normal meaning, I guess, what we had before Dirk got hurt. Alright, so who needs to be down here? Korver and Allen. And then, doesn't really matter where the minutes are because I'm just going to load the rotation. This one. No. I think I'm going to load the no Dirk and then just swap Dirk and Bosch. Because that was where I had, well, I did have a D Wade bench, but whatever. This is how I won all those games in a row. So we'll do Bosch, and then this is Hill, and then we'll let Bosch play a little bit more because Dirk missed a lot of games. I think something like that. Actually, oops. Alright, this is now my playoff lineup for now. We got to reorder these guys. D Wade is 6th man. Bosch, Yao, Parker, and G Hill. Howard unfortunately falls out of the rotation, but I'm curious how these guys did. Tony Allen got to shoot some bad shots, it looks like, in his 5 games, 33 minutes, but he got on the floor. Kyle Korver was rather impressive in his, 3 games? 2 games. So he matched how many games he played last year, but 5 more minutes, so that's an improvement. Per 36, look at that, 29 points, 12 and a half rebounds. Oh boy. Josh Smith per 36, 10 and 7, 2 blocks, shot 46%, 11 minutes per game, only 17 games, but for this team as a rookie, that's actually pretty impressive. Pippen in his last regular season of his career, per 36 was really good, shot a good percentage. His threes were actually better, only 13 minutes per game. For the first season of his career, didn't get to start, but that's all right. He's 39 years old. Got to play almost 50 games. Dwight, 6 and 4 played, 16 minutes per game, averaged a double-double per 36. Didn't get to start, but played over half the games. Grant Hill, did he end up mad? No, he's like super happy. I guess winning is, to say winning's important? No. Play for winner is not important, so I don't know what he focuses on. But he shot 57% from downtown. I'm guessing he didn't shoot that many of them. 8 for 14. No. 19 minutes per game. He played a lot less than that for me. per 36. Still scored a lot per 36. And got to start almost half the games he played. Hey, Clyde. Tony Parker got to play the most of his career so far. Per 36, scored 17 points, 7.5 assists. Played every single game for the first time. Got his first double-double. Yao Ming got to play a little more than he has. Shot the best so far per 36, scored more, good rebounds and blocks, and he got to start 2 games and missed some. Only 2 double-doubles. Bosch was like the highlight of the year because he came in and got to start a whole bunch. 42 of 55 games per 36. He was 14 and 10. Good percentage. D Wade had a wonderful year per 36. Scored even more, assisted more. Played almost 29 minutes per game. He was my starter to start the year, but we switched that. I think pretty much once Dirk got hurt because we were losing some games. Shaq, so his lowest average of his career now, beats last year, did barely average a double-double. His free throws, again, around 47%. It's probably his worst field goal percentage yet. Nope, he beat his rookie season at least. Minutes per game, still barely over 30, and only missed 2 games. So, of all people, Shaq is super durable. Got a double-double in half the games. Per 36, about the same as what he was doing before. Dirk missed a lot of games. Those last, 8 games or whatever he was off the bench, really hurt his averages. He's not really upset, so that's good. He didn't quite shoot 50%, played 28, and missed over half the season. But he's back in the starting lineup for the playoffs. We're going to assume he got some practices under his belt. Kobe, somehow this is not All-NBA worthy, I guess because he didn't average as much as maybe he should. His percentages were down a little bit, but they were ungodly before, so that's okay. For the first time ever, not ever, his third year when he was still a backup, he didn't miss a game, but as a starter, so he played the most minutes he ever has by quite a bit. Congrats, Kobe, on being durable for one season. He did get hurt at one point, but I think it was during a 2 days off, so he didn't miss any games. GP, lowest scoring since his rookie season, but I kind of assumed that would happen as all these scorers are around him. Didn't play quite as much. His threes were much better. His shooting was still okay. 44%. It's probably pretty realistic based for what he did. He missed 5 games. Where was double-doubles? 15, so twice as many as he had last year. And Steve Nash averaged 10 and 8 again. Did get the 50-40-90 season. Played a little bit less. That's because Dwayne Wade had to play a lot more. That and he wasn't starting this start of the season, so he did end up getting 10 double-doubles per 36, 14, and 11. So I'd say a good year. But let's get prepared for the Bucks. No real injuries. Matt Barnes is probably playing. They're 4-6 in their last 10, and I feel like we played them twice pretty recently. Gilbert Arenas is a baller, so we are going to D him up with Mr. Gary Payton because he's a 90. Well, it says 97 at defense. I'm pretty sure he was a 99 before. So he's getting bad. No, just kidding. Artest, I don't know how good he is at threes. I wish you could do the right click here and see their stats, but no can do. So we're not going to do anything for him. Jop, I'm not worried about at all. J.R. Smith probably bombs away. I saw that he didn't shoot very well, though. Nazi, don't need to worry too much about him. who are they starting? This is the team with three centers, Muhammad, Jop, and then there's another guy similar. Not that guy. Isley is decent. Fred Jones, Knockbar, Dollenbear, that's the guy I couldn't think of. So guys that are more like defensive or rebounding are not really much of an offensive threat. So I was just thinking, like, Shaq should probably be guarding one of those. Let's go see who they've been starting. We ended up with 6 people in double figures. Yeah, it was close. The Bucks. So Gilbert, Artest, Nazi's starting. So that's who Shaq should guard. So he can, like, help off of him. And then mostly Brian Cook, but sometimes Knockbar. And then mostly Fred Jones, but sometimes J.R. Smith. Because they're similar overalls. Alright, well, I'm just going to put Shaq here and be done with it. Alright, let's go ahead and sim. Oh wait, I wanted to see how did the standings end up. The Spurs end up with the worst record by 1 game. And I think the Magic and Bulls were the other ones I had. So 1st, 5th, and 7th? Does it update? 1st, 5th, that says 6th, but I think it'll be 7th. So there's my chance of getting Chris Paul. Here I was at the start of the video talking about I have a decision to make between Tony Parker and Steve Nash. Well, the real answer might be Chris Paul. Sim game 1, victory by 29 points. Kobe Dirk enjoys being back in the starting lineup. Made most of his shots. Shaq had 6 blocks. Might make the all-time playoff list. Dwayne Wade did not do very well in this playoff game. He also fouled out. Yeah, it's hard. I mean, the pinstripes are like respected a lot because I mean that's when the Pacers made the finals against the Lakers in 2000, which was also a really cool series to watch. But the FloJo uniforms too, like the mid 90s, those are pretty iconic as well. And you asked what other team had won, so before I forget that again. So the Pistons were here in between my big streaks here. We're going for a 10th straight title here, so we're trying to make some more history. But before that, so we started in this season. It was the Lakers Celtics, Lakers Sixers, and then this was the first season we made the finals, showing that we've made it. That was Patrick Ewing's rookie season. So we drafted Stockton, we drafted Patrick Ewing, the 80th in the trade deadline, I think, or maybe off season. We traded for Marquise Johnson. So I may forget a lot along the way, but just knowing like how this team originally got built, I'm pretty impressed with. It's gotten a little out of hand, but I guess I was thinking about these Blazers. We played them 4 straight years in the finals, so they were definitely a rival at that point. Right. Let's go make sure nobody's hurt. Matt Barnes has a different injury now, and now it looks like he's not playing. We go up 2-0, so taking care of business at home. This one's by fewer points, but Dirk Nowitzki, again, really likes to start. Wade is struggling, so I don't know if I should do something different. Maybe give another minute back to Peyton. I think I will do that. Oh wait, I first want to see what the Bucks did. Gilbert with 30. There's just no stopping him, even if you put the best defensive player on him. I guess I can't say that because the best defensive player at guard is Jason Kidd. because he's consistently the Defensive Player of the Year. It's like literally what that means. So I want to give, let's actually do it here. Just if Wade's struggling, we need to not have him on the court quite as much. Game 3, can we win it in Milwaukee? Yes, we can. A 16-point win as well this time. We held Gilbert to 6 for 20, so good job by the glove, shutting him down. Oh, Shaquille. Oh, Shaquille. Ooh. Yeah, I haven't thought that far ahead, but I mean, obviously we'll be shooting for some Steph Curry action in that class. 2007 comes before that. That's KD. Hard to overlook that. Who's 2008? Who's between KD and Curry? Why do I not remember anybody from that draft class? Is that Westbrook? 2008 Westbrook? I think so. Dwayne Wade had 7 turnovers, so he shot better, but was still really, really not good. No injuries. We're outscoring them by 20, annihilating them on rebound. Yeah, D Rose too, and maybe Kevin Love. Thinking of the Pacers, I think that's Roy Hibbert. Yeah. Okay. It's all coming back to me. Sorry if I put that song in your head now. All right, we sweep the Bucks. This one by 15. So we ended it in Milwaukee. Didn't even have to come back home. Gilbert was not to be stopped in this, mostly in the series, but definitely not in this game. J.R. Smith was jacking up the shots and missing. Same with Ron Artest. Did he end up shooting? Hey, he had his best shooting percentage of his career so far, 44%. Dirk was at the top 3 of the 4 games. Nice going, Dirk. Shaq settled back down, but Yao Ming picked it back up. I mean, Shaq only missed 1 shot, though. He just didn't shoot that much. Wade, I didn't even see him. Best game by far of the series. Nobody got hurt. We can delete that. I'm going to go check to see if I want to change anything. Anybody? Wade was struggling, but we already... Well, I have to change that on the real lineup, too. Peyton didn't... I mean, he still shot a lot better. Yeah, that's true. That's what's kind of cool, too, about recreating this. I mean, even someone like Jay Williams, he played 1 year in real life, and he's in year number 3 now. Because he had, was it a motorcycle accident? Something. Now most people just know him for his ESPN work. And speaking of that, now I play the Hawks, and that's Jay Williams, so that's fun. I'm going to go ahead and do what I did. We put Hill here, and Hill here, Kobe there. We'll just resave that. I almost feel like I should probably give Dirk another minute. Maybe 2, because he's been amazing. Let's do that. He seems to have earned it. All right. So now we got to get ready for the Atlanta Hawks. They have no injuries. They're scoring quite a few points, not as many. Rebounds are fairly close. Okay, this might not be super easy. They have Jay. Let's see who else was on their team before I go crazy. Paul Pierce. In real life, I would say that's who Kobe should guard, but Kobe's not a great defender on this. Wade's a little better. Maybe that makes more sense. Pierce is a little stronger than Wade. Where was Hill? Hill's 71. Or I just leave it automatic, so it'll either be Kobe or Grant Hill. I don't really want Grant Hill on him, so let's put Wade. And we will guard him like crazy. Jim Jackson. I think we played these guys last year, because I remember doing all this for these guys. Z is who Shaq's going to guard, although he can stretch the floor a little bit, so it's not ideal. They got Lamar Odom. Van Exel can shoot. Foster cannot. That's a fake guy. Kentel Woods. Mark Jackson is not a shooter. Fake guy. They got Clifford Robinson, who I think he tried to retire last year, so this is going away party. Eric Williams is decent. Griffin, sad to read that his grandchild passed away. Like 2-year-old or really, really young. Alright, well, we've got to keep going here. Sim the round. We got the Blazers sweeping the Sonics. So LeBron's MVP status takes him right on past Tim Duncan and KG and Baron Davis' Sonics. The Nuggets almost swept the Hornets. The Warriors, as I suggested, could upset the Mavericks, and not only that, they swept them. The Suns get past the Lakers. The Suns don't have much, I don't think. That's interesting that they got the 2 seed. Hawks ended up, I didn't even look, they swept the Pistons. Not many there's no close series. There were 3 series with game 5s. What in the world? And yet there were 3 upsets. I mean, 4 or 5 is kind of hard to call an upset, but still. The Nets beat the Wizards, who I've had struggles with, and Allen Iverson swept the Raptors. So this can be interesting. Everybody's on some winning streaks here. Let's see game 1. We did pull it out by 12. Kobe, Shaq, and Dirk all with 20 plus. D Wade, much better. He's been fouling so much, though. I mean, this time I put him on Pierce, so it kind of makes sense if he fouls a lot. But he also got fouled a lot. He shot 11 free throws. Steve Nash, 11 assists. Jay Williams, we, I guess, need to worry about his threes. He's 80 at them, but making 4 of 6. So let's go do something about that. Otherwise, looks like Shaq did a good job on Zadrunas. We beat them in rebounds. Let's go figure out what we're doing against Jay Williams. I didn't put it on tight. I guess we'll put Gary Payton on him. And we'll try again. There we go. Oh, 154. So the Hawks don't have defense, apparently. We scored 35 plus points in every single quarter. We also didn't play great defense, though, because we allowed 130. But Dwayne Wade had some fun. Kobe had some fun. Shaq had some fun. We shot like 65% almost. Dirk, if he had made more of his shots, would have been just ridiculous. What a game. That's probably the most points I've scored in a playoff game in these 22 seasons. Alright, so it wasn't Jay Williams this time, although he still shot well. It was Nick the Quick with 7 3-pointers. Oh my. He's also 80 at them. So I guess 80 3-point attribute gets you lots of 3-pointers. Pierce has not broken out for a big game yet. They shot 60%, but I was 66. Wow. All right. Anything change? Nope. I think we'll just go forward. We got the Warriors up 2-0. I think that's going to be maybe even a sweep. I just don't think the Suns had that much on their team. I'm like super curious now. Jamal Crawford, I think, is their best player. So I don't know how that team got the 2 seed, but they're about to get walloped by the Warriors, I think. The Nuggets Blazers is going to be a good series, I think. But let's try to put away the Hawks. We lose in Atlanta by 2 points. It was tied going into the fourth quarter. We did a terrible job in the third quarter at keeping them away from the basket. They made 10 of their 17 threes, so three-pointers are a big problem trying to defend this team. But it still wasn't Paul Pierce. It was Van Exel and Clifford Robinson, who is not very good at threes, but shooting now 40%. We fouled out Jay and Zadrunas. Kobe and Dirk at the top. We were 2 for 11 from downtown, so while they couldn't miss one, we couldn't make one. Yao Ming was awesome. Big time assists from my point guards. But we needed more from the defense, really. And from the three-point line. So let me make sure there aren't injuries, and then we will... Van Exel is hurt, but looks like he's probably playing. Let me take a look at how things are going here. And Dirk's only shooting 45%, Bosch 46, so it's not like playing Bosch more is going to do that much. Kobe and Shaq are dominant, so I feel like giving maybe another minute to each of them. Wade's shooting 74%, so he can take his minutes back from Hill. So let's get these guys back in. So that was Wade, and I think let's give Kobe one here, and then Wade, and then Peyton can play another one here, Kobe. And then I wanted to give one more to Shaq, probably in the fourth quarter. Let's do it there. Alright, we'll see if that changes anything. We gotta play some defense. We just lost both games in Atlanta. This one by 3. Again, the fourth quarter is why we lose, but, well, not really. The second quarter was awful. And it was Paul Pierce at the top this time. Interesting. They made almost 50% of their threes again. There's just no stopping them from behind the three-point line. Wade was amazing. Shaq was amazing. Yao was amazing. 10 for 10 from the line. Anytime you have more points than minutes, it's pretty impressive. Kobe needed to do a bit more. Dirk needed to shoot more. Peyton didn't do much. Oh, 9 assists, 2 steals, didn't shoot terrible. I guess that's fine, but what is going on here? Are we about to be upset by the Atlanta Hawks? I think we're going to put Dirk in. A little bit more. It was the second quarter. that was rough in that one. So let's put Dirk, and then the third quarter was rough in the previous one. So sorry, Mr. Bosch, but Dirk is taking your minutes. Maybe Peyton should play more. Well, he's tired, though. He's just always tired. He's not as tired, though. If we play him more, what does that do? It messes with Wade. Or Gary Payton doesn't have to play. Or Nash doesn't have to play necessarily more in the fourth. Okay. Let's take a look. Now I think I want to see what their stats are. Look at the Hawks. We got all three of these guys averaging 20 points. So it's not those three. It's my defense. Like, everybody's doing well on offense. But it's them that I can't stop. Paul Pierce is shooting a ridiculous percentage. But they've proven that other guys can too. They've got, all these guys are shooting better than 50% from downtown. All their guys that shoot them are all amazing at them for some reason. So I don't know if I should defend the three or what. This is where I'm wondering if I'm overthinking it. Like, maybe I don't need to worry about. Let's take Wade off of Pierce and just see what happens. But I am wondering if I should do something about double teaming. Or help him on drive. Double team on catch, double. But that just means other people will be open for threes. And they're amazing at threes, so. Ryan Exel. Just make them drive it, I guess. Clifford Robinson is making lots of threes for some reason. Whoops. Oh my gosh. Well, maybe Smother is the way to go. Let's just make them get it inside. At least we're back home. The Warriors did indeed sweep the 2-seed Suns. We got a good one going on. Denver, Portland still. New Jersey's trying to put away Allen Iverson and the Nets. I'm going to simcast this one to see if I can see when things are happening. It looks like the Nets did beat the Sixers. First quarter got off to a good start and a good end. Second quarter, not quite as strong, but good. Third is off to a good start. All right, well, we've pretty comfortably got this game wrapped up. That's a 37-point win. Okay, well, not much I can learn from that one, other than I hope it happens again. Winning every quarter is very helpful to winning. 3 steals and 3 blocks for Kobe. That's a nice defensive game. Good to see some defensive stats against this team. Also held them to 86 points, which is way lower than anything I've done so far. All right. Good rounded game. They were not good from 3 this time, so maybe what I did helped, or maybe it's just random. I don't know. Jim Jackson didn't shoot well. Neither did Odom. We were much better from downtown. Who made all those for me? Kobe 2 for 2. Nash was 3 for 3. Parker, Payton, Dirk couldn't make one. All right, can we finish them off, please? I'm going to simcast again. The Nets did beat the Sixers. The Nets have Ray Allen and Elton Brand, so that'll be interesting. But first, we got to put away. We have to win a game in Atlanta. That's what we have to do. Can we, please? That's not good. That's not good. We're losing the first. We barely pull ahead at halftime. That's a good third quarter. All right. There we go. 14-point win. We're moving on to the Eastern Conference Finals. Paul Pierce had a nice game. Clifford Robinson was 2 for 10. They weren't as good as at threes. That's good. Jay Williams fouled out. That's helpful. All right. That makes me feel better. Dwayne Wade was 9 for 10. Shaq had 5 blocks. Only 4 for 12 shooting, so I had a tough time against Ilgauskas, I guess. All right. Good stuff. We only shot 4 threes in that whole game. Can you imagine that if that happened today? There's no way. It's like 4 threes in a minute. All right. Anything happened? Oh, Jeff Foster got hurt. But we are getting ready now for the New Jersey Nets. Ron Mercer, who I think is their starting small forward, is not playing. And Ray Allen might be playing with a hurt ankle. So that's helpful. They are a better rebounding team than me, at least in the playoffs. But otherwise, should be able to take care of business. Just see how... Oh, Peyton's doing amazing in the playoffs. Everybody's shooting 50%, it seems. Shaq's really stepped it up. I feel like we're probably going to leave things as they were, which is that. Terrell Brandon is, I think, their backup point guard. Yes, because they have Damon Stoudemire. So that's going to be Gary Payton. That is unless Ray Allen's playing. Then I probably want Payton on him. Let me wait to find out. Elton Brand is not a shooter, so I kind of want to put Shaq on him and see if his size will take care of him. Because Brand's only like 6'8", I think. But they also have Camby. But he's not an offensive threat. He's a threat on the boards, so having Dirk on him, not great. Jameer, probably not good enough to worry about. If he plays at some point, we're going to have to be ready. Boozer. So Boozer's out for revenge here. Dampier is their backup center, I guess. Fake guy, he's not playing. Fake guy, fake guy, fake guy. Bryce Drew is 71. Alright, let's go see if Ray Allen's playing. There's how guys finished out that series. I think this was a cool addition to 2K. I forget when they added it, but being able to go series by series with stats is pretty awesome. Ray Allen looks like he is playing, or at least he was, so unless he just got that injury. They're also starting a fake guy because of Ron Mercer's injury. So if that guy's guarding Kobe Bryant, we might see some great games from Kobe Bryant. Is he any good at defense? He's a D+ at defense. So this might be fun. I'm going to... I think I am just going to put Peyton on Allen to make sure that happens. There we go. And what do you say? For the first time maybe ever, we simcast this, and if it's good, we'll jump into the end. I like Ultra, like what you were saying about being able to watch. It's kind of fun to watch the computer play the computer. So if this is close, we will jump in and see. Right now it's looking like LeBron's taking care of business. Yeah. Okay, well, I tried. They win by 20. What'd LeBron do? 25. So LeBron MVP against the Super Team Warriors will be interesting. But we're taking on the Nets. Game 1. Victory by 14. Held them to just 88. Shaq has been so good in the playoffs. He really does step it up in the playoffs. Grant Hill, why did Josh Smith play? Because Dirk and Kobe fouled out. Kobe fouled out guarding a fake guy? What in the world? I was expecting Kobe to go off for like 30, and he had 11 points. Ray Allen and Elton Brand did their thing, so Shaq on Brand didn't seem to matter. Camby only had 2 rebounds, so I guess I'm not worried about anything there. Boozer had 10, though. The fake guy was 2 for 9 with 4 fouls. Do I leave Shaq on Brand? He's just such a better defender than Dirk. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm just going to leave it until I have a reason not to, and I don't think that's enough of a reason not to so far. Allen's now day-to-day. He goes from 1 to 2 weeks to day-to-day. Cool. Game 2. Victory. Oh, this one by 38. This time Kobe came to party. 26. Dirk and Shaq still with 20 plus, although it took 20 shots for Dirk to get there. Bosch was efficient. Nash only 2 shots but got 10 assists. This is a beautiful game. Beautiful. And Ray Allen only made 2 of his threes. I don't see Elton Brand. He fouled out in 11 minutes. Who was getting all the free throws? Shaq. So Brand was, I guess, guarding Shaquille? I don't know. Stoudemire fouled out 2. So did Boozer. So there you go. That was good stuff. Ray Allen is still day-to-day. Can we win one on the road? Yes, we do. By 24. Ray, 27. So what's he averaging? 23 in the playoffs? But he's been hurt for some of it. Jameer Nelson, 14 points in 14 minutes out of nowhere. Camby has not been rebounding much. Well below his averages. Kobe, I'm still waiting for a 40-point game or something like that. He fouled 5 times. Why he's fouling the fake guy, I have no idea. I guess it doesn't have to be the fake guy, but I imagine he's matched up to him most of the time at small forward. I guess he's in a shooting guard some too, so he might be guarding Ray Allen. That makes more sense. It's the fake guy. Where is he at, this guy? He shot 3 free throws. All right, well, those guys combined were 8 for 12 from downtown, so that's pretty good stuff. Let's go for a sweep. What do you say? Sweeping the Nets sounds good. Dirk Nowitzki is hurt, though. So he's not going to play. He's down 7. Chris Bosh is coming in. We won with this lineup plenty of times. Dwight Howard coming in. It's no big deal, right? We'll load the no Dirk lineup, and that's more or less what I want to finish with. Maybe a few changes, like Grant Hill's playing, not Pippen. And we had Kobe playing here. And then like that. And then we had Peyton playing here. And I think we can have Bosch finish there. And I gave one more to Shaq somewhere, right? I think it was here. I don't want him in with Howard, though. I'd probably do it here instead. Shaq and Howard on the court at the same time just feels wrong. Not because Shaq gives Howard such a hard time, but more just because of their styles. I guess I don't need to save that. Actually, I do, because I think I need to do it on the main lineup too. So I'll just save that as the new no Dirk lineup. There we go. And we got to do it here. Because otherwise, sometimes it screws things up. I found. Dwight gets his first playoff action. Isn't that exciting? Alright, now that I did that, did it mess this up? No, okay. Now it's probably going to pop up and tell me. We've got a 1-1 series over there. Sweep! In overtime. We won by 9 in overtime in New Jersey. So Ray Allen really struggled from three-point land. Sotomayor did not. 4 for 5, only missed one shot overall. Elton Brand never really got going. He and Boozer fouled out again. Oh, Shaquille. 30-10, 7, 4 steals, and 6 blocks. Overall might be like the best stat line he's had in a playoff game. I mean, I know he's had more points in the past. He is averaging 20 here in the playoffs. But 4 steals is almost a career high. Wow. Melo scored 59. I don't think I saw that before. But Kobe did get 26. Played 41 minutes for some reason. I don't know who didn't play their minutes. Oh, it was overtime. Never mind. Duh. Everybody played a little more. So hopefully the other series goes long so my guys can recover from this late night. We just swept our way. Ray Allen is still day-to-day. Although that's something different. He had a twisted ankle before. Now it's shin splints. Interesting. Alright, so it'll either be the Blazers or the Warriors. Warriors. Alright, I'm going to simcast. Just again, I'd like to jump into a game. If it's close, we'll watch the end. Alright, this is looking promising. Oh, it got a little out of hand there. Yeah. Okay, Warriors win. If it would have been within like 3 with under a minute, I would have watched it, but it was like 7, so. So LeBron doesn't quite make it to the finals, but the team I feared probably more is there. Because Vince Carter, Chris Webber, Ben Wallace, I don't see Steve Francis, who's their point guard, but for some reason, Kurt Thomas is at the top of this list getting 25 points. That's who put away LeBron James and the Blazers run. Interesting. And there was a game earlier in the year that Keith Van Horn annihilated me, and he just went over 10. Alright, Warriors it is. This should be interesting. Francis is hurt. Jackson we know is hurt. Weber looks like he's probably fine. They're annihilating me in rebounds, but they have Weber and Ben Wallace. Like, of course they are. But they're not shooting well from downtown, so that's good to know. We have the right lineup in, it looks like. Dirk is 2 to 4 weeks. So once he's down like a couple, we might play him, but down 6 is a little too much. Alright, Vince Carter. If they don't have Francis, this is probably who Garrett Payton's guarding. Ben Wallace. We can gap him. We'll make him score on us. This is who Shaq's gonna guard. So he can help off. Bob Sura can make some shots, I think. Armstrong probably can too. I should probably look at their stats before I make these assumptions. If Weber goes off for like 40, we'll put Shaq on him, but I'm just hoping that that's not necessary. I will put Bosch on him, just to make sure that happens, in case Weber's in at center. Well, then that could be Yao, but Bosch is still probably a better matchup. We'll go with that. Van Horn can shoot some. Thomas cannot. Jackson's not playing. Bonzi's a great shooter, it looks like. Lynch doesn't play much, neither does Ollie. Alright, let's go see their stats. Here were the conference final stats. Kobe and Shaq leading the way. Everybody shot great. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. For the Warriors, at least in their last series, Francis played all but that last game, so he just got hurt. Darrell Armstrong is good at threes, it looks like. 83 at them, to be exact. Carter is 79. Who else? Bob Sura, 75, but shooting a great percentage, so guarding tight, I guess, makes sense. Alright, we are gonna pretty much make Chris Webber beat us, which he is like one of the best players in the league, so that's probably not the right strategy. But if he goes off here in game 1, I'll probably put Shaq on him. Let's simcast everyone. Why not? Oh no, I'm already regretting this idea. Okay, we're only down 2. Alright, kick their butts in the second. There we go. Oh no, the start of the halves has not been good. We gotta have a strong fourth here. There we go. Alright, ended up a 19-point win. It seemed a lot closer than that. Well, regardless of what Weber did, Shaq played wonderfully against Ben Wallace. That's surprising. Only missed one shot. Looks like he got fouled a lot. Kobe and Wade. Nash and Bosch. There's Bosch in that starting role. Dwight Howard off the bench. 10 points, 5 boards, and a couple blocks. I like it. Weber, only 24. That's fine. That's not anything to change anything about. Darrell Armstrong is the guy going for 19. Looks like Payton did a pretty good job on Carter. Van Horn didn't do much this time. Kurt Thomas was 3 for 12. Bob Sura missed all his shots. Alright, we only shot 6 3-pointers. When you take Dirk out of this lineup, the threes really go down, it seems. They had a whole bunch of offensive boards, but again, they have Weber and... Well, it wasn't them. It was Vince Carter with 4 and George Lynch with 4. That makes sense. Why George Lynch is getting 4 offensive rebounds. Alright, so Weber's completely back now. Dirk is down 5 still. Here we go. Now we're off to a better start, but they get the second quarter going. We are up by 2 at halftime. Third quarter is amazing, looks like. And there we go. 22-point win. Kobe with 40. Oh boy. Who are they starting at small forward? Was it Van Horn? Shaq 17 point. He made 14 of his 14 free throws. Not Shaq, Kobe. I mean, Bosch, another good one. Vince Carter did have a nice game, but took him a lot of shots to do it. Chris Webber's down here with 10 points, 9 boards, 7 assists. They didn't have as many rebounds, I don't think. Wallace was pretty good. George Lynch was 0 for 8. Yeah, not as many offensive rebounds. That's good. Alright, well, we took care of home court. Now we got to win one on the road. Still with the same guys injured. Dirk's still down 5. So let's see how things go outside of Indy. Alright. Winning both quarters. We were up by 8 at halftime. Extending the... No. Kept it in the third. Oh boy. Too close. Alright. Pulled away there at the end of the game. So 13-point win at Golden State. Weber... That's a good game, but still, I think the fact that we're winning with Shaq on Ben Wallace is, I think, a good thing. I haven't looked to see how many blocks Shaq's been getting, but Francis played in this game, so probably need to change things. Although Nash on Francis is probably better than Nash on Carter, so I think we'll leave it. We had some foul outs, or one foul out. Gary Payton, 17 minutes, which helped 3 different guys play a minute for some reason. Seriously, if I had a list of 10 changes to make on 2K, this might be one of them. When people foul out, don't give just random 1 minutes to everybody else that's active. Alright, they had a 1-point lead at some point, and that was it. Somebody's hurt. It's Dwayne Wade. Oh no. Dwayne Wade has torn his MCL, but Vince Carter is also hurt. But looks like he's playing. Dwayne Wade. Whoops. So, who's my backup shooting guard? Probably Scottie Pippen. Dirk probably still isn't playable. Oh, down 16 at something, so I'm going to say no to that. Well, Kobe can play more shooting guard. I don't know, maybe we can do this without Pippen playing. Oh no, that's not right. This one. Alright, we'll see. Can we do this where Kobe's playing shooting guard? Hill. Oh, maybe Pippen still plays, but not as much. Let's see what happens. Because we have to have somebody else to play small forward. Yeah, I think Pippen has to play. Let's do that. We were giving Bosch one more there, I think. I had Shaq playing one more here. Payton was playing there. Okay. So ending the game is probably going to be Nash. So that actually isn't going to stay like that. And then this needs to be Kobe. We'll put Hill here. Sure. What's wrong with that? Oh, this is what's wrong with that. Alright, Pippen gets... Oh no, that's Tony Allen. This needs to be Pippen. Pippen gets 10, Hill at 23, Peyton's up to 31, but it's more like backloaded, so hopefully he's not tired by then. Alright, we'll save that. Hopefully don't need to look at it ever again, but no Dirk or Wade. Grant Hill is shot up to sixth man status. That's not a terrible thing. He was my sixth man when he got drafted. He was the second pick because I got the second pick and they took, the Pistons had the first pick and took Jason Kidd. But I had Grant Hill for the first 7 years of his career. Alright, now I have to do that over here too. Wade, Hill, Pippen. And then load it, and then we're good to sim again. I didn't have Wade matched up with anybody, so don't need to do anything different, I don't think. Looks good, I suppose. Game 4. We will jump in if it's either close. Well, I guess, yeah, if it's close, we'll jump in. Because we want to see if we're going to win. Well, even if it's not close, we're going to watch the celebration. So, as usual, sim with Simcast. Well, not a good start. We're down by 8, but then we come back strong in the second. Down by 1 at halftime. A good third quarter. Okay. Up by 3. Better fourth quarter here. Alright, alright. Oh, it's close. Let's watch the last minute 20. It's a 12-point game, but we'll watch. We will not play. And there we go. Kurt Thomas is in, so no Ben Wallace, it looks like. Steve Francis also isn't in, it's Darrell Armstrong. But the Pacers starters are in the game, stolen by Peyton. That is why we put him on Vince Carter right there.
And the fans are already cheering.
Shaq setting the screen for Stevie Nash.
Like a game that was going to work out for them, but man, how things changed in a hurry.
Get it into Shaquille. He's got 6'9" Kurt Thomas on him. Peyton's going to jack up a stupid shot, probably. Bosch with a fadeaway, and Weber's face goes in. Pacers out assisting the Warriors like crazy. Vince Carter dribbling in. Chris Webber with a great cut, but swatted over the goal by Chris Bosch. That's one of the stupider block animations on the game, I would say, where just like they poke it straight up. Okay, so Ben Wallace is eligible to play. He's coming in for Chris Webber, and Bob Sura comes in. I'm not sure what that offensive sub is. Sura maybe makes sense. Darrell Armstrong is wide open for 3. Now it's down to 11. Nash has 23 and 9. I didn't even think about who's having the best series. I think it's Kobe again. Kobe's about to get back-to-back finals MVPs, I think. Kobe is open, but he's got Ben Wallace on him. He's about to get 3 seconds if he doesn't move. What is he doing? When I said when you jump in and watch stuff, stupid things happen, that's kind of what I meant. Kobe gets the ball and he just stands there with it.
And here's Wallace. He'll bring it up for the Warriors.
Vince Carter is an aggressive dribbler.
And here's Carter.
Nash stumbling around. Vince Carter with a step back, kind of into the defender. And here we go. We got out-rebounded. But Steve Nash will dribble out the clock, and the Pacers will win their 10th straight championship.
Thank you, everyone, for making it up to the game.
Oh, to be crowned a champion
Yes,
on the road
indeed.
is something else. To win and to do it with a crowd.
Ben Wallace
that was
is
so
upset that he
emotional
couldn't
and so
take
into this
down his
game.
former team.
You've beaten
Same
the
with Vince
team,
Carter.
and you've conquered
If
everything
you
that there's
remember a
great
few
arena
seasons back, that
it's a
trade
bittersweet
was
moment
the
for the home
Pacers give
crowd,
up Vince
but
Carter
our
and
full
Ben
credit
Wallace
to
to
the victors
receive
and the amazing
Michael
job they
Jordan
did
and Scottie
to
Pippen
never lose focus
to
or
win Jordan the
drive.
championship
And boy,
in his
this is the
final
moment
season.
they've been working towards
Gary Payton
all
gets to high-five that
season long.
fan
And
like
even though
every
they don't
single
get to celebrate
season.
in front of their home fans,
I hope it's the
does
same
not
lady.
take away
Dwight Howard
from the
wins the title
satisfaction.
in his
Now,
first season.
let's take you to the presentation of the Larry O'Brien Trophy.
Grant
NBA
Hill
Commissioner
returns to the
honors.
Pacers at the trade deadline to get back to winning ways.
One team has emerged victorious. The NBA champions.
Adam Silver presents
Congratulations
the trophy to Billy Cunningham, who I don't know what I'm going to do when he retires. I didn't even think about that. Eventually, he's going to stop coaching, right? I like that he doesn't age. He still looks like he did when he was a player.
Your
Kobe
Bill
Bryant
Russell, Finals
is handed
MVP.
the trophy. I think this one will be true to the animation. I think he is our Finals MVP, barring some crazy game by somebody
player in
here
the
in
finals,
this last game.
I don't think you're going to see it.
11-point win. It is indeed Kobe Bryant. Averaged 26 and a half, 5 boards, 6 assists, over a steal. Very few turnovers. Shot amazingly. Also from downtown. Other stats from that game. It was Kurt Thomas leading the way. Oh boy. I have no idea why Ben Wallace wasn't in at the end. It's just silliness that happens substitution-wise. Steve Nash was the leading scorer in that one. Kobe was 9 for 20. So overall, Shaq still averages 20 and 10 in the playoffs. Gary Payton was amazing as well. 4 steals. Scottie Pippen had 4 steals. Wow. So Pippen gets to come in and play in Wade's absence. And in his final game ever, balls out. 4 steals in 13 minutes. Made 4 of his 6 shots. 6 boards, a block. Missed his only 3, unfortunately, but he's not very good at them. So congratulations, Scottie Pippen. You ended up with 7 championships in your 18-year career. You were an 8-time All-Star, 7-time All-NBA, 7-time, well, first-team All-Defense. I don't know how many times you were second-team, but to go away from the Pacers for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 years and come back and win 4 straight championships. What a way to end your career. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Hopefully nobody got hurt. Looks like no. I'm hoping that torn left MCL doesn't ruin Dwayne Wade's progression. We'll see. We can delete that. And that is it. The 04-05 season comes to a close. We had a pretty easy time other than those Atlanta Hawks. Pesky Paul Pierce. Will I change Kobe's number? Maybe. That's a good question. I wonder, is it possible? Do you think on 2K somebody can get 2 numbers retired for the same team? Because I think he's probably done enough, right? He's probably done enough to have the number 8 retired already. He's played 9 years and won championships in every single one of them. Okay, it is. Well, then, yeah, I'll probably try that. Especially if maybe somebody else comes in and... I might need a reminder, because if somebody comes in and needs the number 8 jersey, I'll think, like, well, Kobe's already that. But what year was it he switched? It was shortly after Shaq left, right? I don't remember what year it was. I guess I can look it up right now. Trusty old basketball reference, gotta love it. That's where I get most of my info for creating players and doing tendencies and stuff. Oh, I can't. Why can't I see it? Oh, I'd have to go like year by year. 06, 07, he was 24. 05, 06, he was 8. Okay, so he has one more year as 8, if I'm to do that according to a reality. Yeah, okay. Thanks. Yeah, if I remember, I'll for sure do that. Because I really want to see 2 numbers retired for the same team on here like it did in real life. That's assuming I am able to hold on to Kobe for the rest of his career. That's making a pretty big assumption, because we've lost some people we didn't want to before. But that hopefully won't happen this year, or this next video with the off-season. The only concern I really have is Dirk, because he has a player option, and like I said, if he doesn't accept it, I don't know that I'll be able to make him an offer based on what happened before with the hard cap a few years back. Otherwise, man, I didn't realize Grant Hill was making so much. He's making more than what I just gave Steve Nash. Otherwise, the only big thing I need to figure out is Tony Parker, because his rookie deal is up, so I would have to match anything that anybody gives him, which means I'd probably trade Steve Nash. But if I get the number 1 pick, I'm probably letting Tony Parker go, because Chris Paul can come to the team, and I have no problem with that. Chris Paul is one of those guys I struggle with watching on TV. Him and Kyle Lowry I kind of can't stand to watch play. But can't deny how good of a player he is. Okay, so that's what we have to look forward to is the off-season. We'll see. I'll probably do that pretty soon, maybe tomorrow. But thanks for tuning in. Glad you guys joined in. It's a little more fun, more enjoyable when it can be a little interactive. So thanks for engaging. Hope to see you next time. Till then, Shoeshak Redemption's out.